Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, CarMarshal.com. CarMarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to
Widow of suicidal inmate files wrongful death suit. By Ann Easker. Staff writer. The widow of an inmate who died after jumping from the top tier of the Charlotte County Jail in 2016 has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Sheriff Bill Prummell, the Florida Department of Corrections, the Charlotte County Commission, and the jail's medical provider, Horizon Correctional Health Care. After pleading guilty to burglary with assault, battery on a law enforcement officer, and battery on a person 65 years or older, David F. Szakalos was sentenced to 15 years in prison. He returned to jail later that afternoon and dove headfirst from the second-story catwalk. Suffering critical injuries, he was transported to Lee Memorial Hospital, where he died a week later after being taken off life support. The lawsuit states Szakalos presented a foreseeable risk of harm to himself. On June 3, 2016, following his sentencing to a lengthy jail sentence and that he should have been placed in a setting where he could not harm himself. Due to the negligence of the sheriff, Horizon, the Department of Corrections, and the county, Szakalos was able to harm himself, the lawsuit states. Attorney Oscar Siger, on behalf of Szakalos' widow Susan Szakalos, requests damages in excess of $15,000 and demands a jury trial. The decedent's wife has suffered and will continue to suffer in the future the loss of her husband's companionship and protection and mental pain and suffering, Siger states in the complaint. According to the administrative investigation into his death, Szakalos testified in court he had a history of suicidal thoughts and has come close to killing himself in the past. His wife stated during the time she was married to him, he attempted suicide twice and made statements about wanting to die when he was depressed throughout their marriage. Two different doctors also testified regarding his mental health history, though neither expressed concern indicating Szakalos was an immediate threat to himself, the report states. Szakalos reportedly told the judge since being in jail, he no longer wanted to die. Szakalos stated he does not think of alcohol any longer, the report states. Szakalos said he thinks of the husband he wants to be. Szakalos also stated he thinks of the good man he wants to be. When Szakalos returned to the jail after court, he was evaluated by Horizon mental health counselor Masami Kalbenchlag. According to the report, he told her, "I'm sentenced for 15 years, I was prepared for it so I'm okay." He passed the mental health evaluation and was cleared to return to his pod, with a follow-up appointment scheduled for the following Monday. However, as soon as he left the evaluation, returning to the area of his cell, he climbed up the railing and jumped. Szakalos was not the first inmate to die by jumping from the catwalk. In 2013, inmate Victor Akers also dove from the second tier to his death. He had also been evaluated by Kalbenchlag, who completed paperwork to move him into the medical pod under direct observation, but the form was never provided to the housing supervisor or any corrections deputies. Since Szakalos' death, a mesh fencing has been installed throughout the jail in order to prevent similar future events. The Sheriff's Office, Horizon, and Charlotte County officials all declined to comment on the lawsuit. Florida Department of Corrections spokesperson Patrick Manderfield said the department has not been served the lawsuit but will thoroughly review it upon receipt. The Sheriff's Office and Horizon have yet to resolve a federal lawsuit filed by Thomas Ireland regarding the death of his son at the jail in 2015 after an altercation with corrections officers. While withdrawing from alcohol, Ireland had a taser used on him 9 times in an attempt to make him comply with orders. Shortly afterward, he lost consciousness and died in the hospital days later. Email, aeasker@sun-herald.com. Oops, I didn't mean to send it twice.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done...
for life hating so much.
Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
hard
for
part.
us, Sheriff.
In
Just
keeping
keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Copwatch, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.